We are now loaded in the third match of the round 2 losers bracket right here, and we have Team MS in the bottom left corner with Nuke Official on Ares, Angry Sloth on Hydros, and Hula Bandula on Alder, facing against Adepts in the top right, and we have Pew on Hydros, Skiz on Vela, and Mythic on Vex. Let's take a quick look at our unit composition here. We are going to start with Team MS. We see that Angry Sloth does have an engineer. Hula is actually going to go with one warp drone and one sentinel, while Nuke is going to go with one engineer, one sentinel. And for our team Adepts, we have Skiz with a very typical, very classic Vela composition. We have Mythic with an engineer here, and we have Pew with the second engineer. They don't really have any sentinels, so this shadow from Angry Sloth is going to do quite a little bit of damage. Now that we have our unit composition, let's see how this match is going to go. Unfortunately, the loser of this match is going to get eliminated from the tournament. So Hula Bandula and Angry Sloth appear to be moving towards this forward camp right here. Actually, Angry Sloth is going to go down straight to those critters. Same is going to be said for Mythic as well, while Skiz is going to take care of this forward camp, and the Nuke is going to take down this one. Pew is actually going ahead and starting those on those critters here. With two scuttle guards. Very nice from him. He will be able to take down this critter as well before Nuke actually gets to him. Now let's see this little bit of an engagement. Nuke is coming together, and he is actually focusing down Pew's hero. This is an interesting strategy from him. Hydros is very tanky, and it will be extremely hard for him to DPS him down. We see that Pew already has two Nautilusks up and running. Skiz is going to go for tech level 3. Hula attempts to steal this camp, and Angry Sloth joins in on the fun. They might actually be able to do it. Careful not to lose any units, but still, if they manage to steal this camp, it will be extremely good for them. It looks like one minion is actually going to go down, and both of them with a successful steal. In fact, Skiz manages to kill one of them, so only a partial successful steal from them. Still really good for the blue team at this particular point. Mythic is just going to go down here for a little bit more farming. I see that Nuke Official is now in charge of this top left corner, only now going for this camp, while Hula is reinforcing this position. No critters are left here, unfortunately. One more minute until the first Titan, and the game seems to have stabilized. Two heroes down here, Mythic and Skiz, against just Angry Sloth. He is able to push them away, might get that one, doesn't succeed quite yet in getting that critter. It looks like Hula is just traveling around the middle, killing wards. He is being very efficient. Those critters up here, there's not much left, so he's not really missing out on anything. Instead, he's choosing to deny vision of the red team in the middle right here, and maybe try and pin down Skiz. That was a good successful hit on those raptors, but he could have maybe gotten a little bit more. Pew is here as well. 15 seconds until the first Titan, and I believe that both teams will want to get in the middle zone to try and secure this position. Pew is now getting his first quadrupus, while Mythic is going to go for Ember Fiends. Titans have spawned. Skiz does have one Deadeye and another one coming. Mythic with that Devilkin already, but it is being targeted down, and it will go down indeed. And this is a very fast engagement right now from our team. The blue team appears to be a little bit ahead. Let's see if Nuke is going to be able to take Pew down. He is blocked there, so if Nuke would have just gone in there a little bit further, he might have been able to take Pew down. Looks like the games have pretty much stabilized at this point. We see some Deadeye shots from Skiz, not really hitting the target, but keeping both Angry Sloth and Hula on their toes down there. Titan health is pretty much equal. Hula now has his Bramblethorn, which is able to dish out quite a little bit of damage, but this one is going to be really close. and the red team secures the Titan. This Titan still is very low health and is not going to be able to pose much of a threat, but this Bramblethorn has to get away from here ASAP. You don't want to lose any Bramblethorns at this stage of the game. Let's take a look at Nuke in here. He is going to go for a fast engineer. Angry Sloth is going for tech level 3, while Hula is not producing anything, but he has a lot of bioshards queued up. Mythic is still going to go with those Devilkins. Let's see who is going to be able, and that Bramblethorn actually takes down that critter. Nicely done there. Up in here, Pew and Skiz are actually going to take down this tower. Nicely done by them, and they have to retreat at this point because Hula and Angry Sloth are coming down to defend it. Nuke is still dancing around in here with this Bramblethorn, so he is being fairly efficient at just not letting Mythic farm as much as he would like to. Some Deadeye shots going down, actually manages to snipe one of those critters. And Angry Sloth really wants to push those away, and he succeeds in doing that, but he has to be careful to not overextend there. There's not much of an army from Angry Sloth and Hula, but now with Nuke here, we're talking about a whole different game. And Nuke wants to get those Nautilusks down, and he might be able to just take that one off. There he goes. That Nautilus is being taken care of. Mythic is left all around down here, but his Exofiend is low, so he has to go and heal just a little bit. Angry Sloth is now getting his Aquadillo and Engineer with another Aquadillo on the way. Nuke is still on pure Sand Stingers at this point. Hula is getting another Bramblethorn. Not sure what happened with the other one. Unfortunately for Hula, I believe it was taken down by Mythic. And he is going to go for a Sentinel as well. What they should really do is try and get that Shadow out, because there is no detection from our red team. Medium camps have just spawned, and it looks like Mythic and Pew are going to engage on this one, while Angry Sloth and Hula are going to go for the opposite one. Also, an Iron Cannon is being built right here. Only Nuke is left to defend, and he's doing a fairly good job at trying to pick off units. That Engineer barely escapes with just a little bit of health. We see actually an additional Engineer is here as well. And Angry Sloth and Hula are coming down to assist. 2 Iron Cannons are being built right now. One is already active. They have to take down these Iron Cannons, but Mythic and Pew are still here to defend. So let's see how this engagement is going to go. This Bramblethorn is very nicely positioned up in front, but it is taking heavy damage, and Angry Sloth actually has to back away from there while Hula takes his Bramblethorn back. Nothing going on from Nuke, and a lot of Sentinels being built for him, so it looks like they really want that vision. Another Iron Cannon is already active down here with another one on the way, so this looks like a really heavy Engineer game so far. Angry Sloth did get his first Aquadillo, and he has another one on the way as well. Skiz getting tech level 3, while Pew not producing anything at this point. Mythic getting tech level 3 as well. Let's check their armies. As we can see, the red team does have a little bit more army present on the map right now, even though, and also resources are in favor of the red team, even though by not so much, but they are there, almost 200 bioshards in favor of the red team so far. We see those Bramblethorns are taking care of this medium map. Nicely done there by Hula, while he is farming in the top left corner. This medium cap is already dead, and we see those Engineers now getting back to the safety of their base. The second Aquadillo is up and running, and Angry Sloth is going to go for his third and final one, as well as the high volt upgrade. It looks like Pew and Skiz are now preparing for the next Titan fight, hanging around in the middle, trying to secure this position, but this Sentinel is going to provide the blue team with quite a little bit of vision. Nuke is here fairly early. Pew and Skiz are on point, and both teams are now going to try and DPS the Titan as best as they can. Angry Sloth is coming down here, and those Aquadillos might actually snipe a few high units down here if they use their jump. We see another iron cannon being built in the meantime. Nicely done by the red team. Careful with those bramble thorns. You don't want to lose them. Let's see how this fight is going to go. We see Skiz is going for some upgrades in the meantime. Hula getting upgrades as well. These Arcadillos have a nice engage down here. But those Deadeyes are going to force them out of position. One Aquadillo goes down, while Nuke is trying to apply some more pressure down there, almost killing the Titan. Angry Sloth with only one Aquadillo left would be good for him if he can snipe that Exofiend. There he goes. The Exofiend is dead, and now he has to retreat with that Aquadillo. Has to be careful with it not to die. Nuke is still trying to DPS that Titan. The Aquadillo barely manages to get away, and he does have a second one. But this Iron Cannon is doing a lot of work on those towers, and we can also see another Iron Cannon has been built for the red team, but that was a nice destructive prophecy there from Mythic. He is able to take down quite a few of those Sand Stingers that have been messing with them. That Bramblethorn is going to go down thanks to those Deadeye shots. And the red team has now secured the middle. There's not much that our blue team can do at this point. They also have retained their army advantage. Even though this Titan is very low, they cannot engage just yet to try and DPS it down. We see those Aquadillos trying to get in there and actually quite succeeding. And they might be able to just steal this Titan, but that destructive prophecy again eliminates a lot of those Sand Stingers. Nuke has to be careful with those not to lose any more in the future, but they have secured this Titan, and that was very well done by the blue team. This Titan is going to go to the right side, try to get this tower down, and maybe the Warp Spire. This Iron Cannon was able to take down the other tower, and it looks like our blue team wants to split in here. A nice decision by them. They might be able to take down this Warp Spire if they hurry, while this Titan is slowly eating away, or is going to be eating away at this Warp Spire. Let's see if they are going to get at least something out of this split push. This Warp Spire is crucial at this point of the game. And this Titan is going to go down. They are still DPSing this Warp Spire, and I believe it is going to go down. And down it goes now. They have to retreat at this point. Their army is not in great shape, and actually Angry Sloth has to be careful with those Aquadillos not to lose any more of them. Hula does now have another Bramblethorn coming up. He can warp that in at any second, while Nuke is getting tech level 3. A nice escape with that Aquadillo, but he's actually blocked by those critters. That is extremely unfortunate. They have to go out of there, but those Deadeye shots almost take it down. Pew is trying to engage in here, not really succeeding. Mythic is just going to go for more Devilkins at this point. Hard camps have now spawned. We also see another Iron Cannon doing some work on that tower. They're not quite managing to bring it down. Mythic and Skiz are in the top left corner. Now they are going to go for this hard camp, and it is almost dead. While Nuke is all alone down here, I believe he is waiting for some support of some kind to be able to take down this hard camp. Hula is still around with those 3 Bramblethorns, but not really able to do anything with them. Indeed, Nuke is waiting for his teammates to initiate this fight. Those Sand Stingers are not enough at this point to take down this whole camp, and he is taking heavy losses while we speak. Mythic is going to get trapped there, but not quite surrounded, and Hula has to back away in order not to lose more of those Bramblethorns. Mythic rebuilding Apocalypse in the meantime. Skiz going for more conduits, while Pew is getting another Aquadillo and 2 Scuttle Guards. It appears that Nuke is going to be staying with this heavy Sand Stinger style, heavily upgraded attack damage level 3 already coming up from him. Angry Sloth getting his Ice Frog. While Hula is still around here all alone, he will not be able to get this tower if he wants to go in there. Pew and Skiz are already here, while Mythic is down here trying to get into those critters after he is going to clear this camp. We see Pew wanting to go for a surround on those bramble thorns. A nice ability there by Hula to prevent him from doing so. The blue team still has this hard camp alive and running, so they are going to be able to benefit from those resources once Angry Sloth and Nuke are going to kill it. Let's check our income tab, and we can actually see that the blue team is ahead on overall resources, and on the army side they are not doing so well right now. Almost double for the red team at this point. So they have to be careful and be very picky with their engagements. That is mostly because Nuke is going for this Sandstinger heavy style. He's not making units that cost bioshards, so we are going to see this in this panel right here. Let's see if Angry Sloth is going to be able to do anything. He might want to try and snipe those conduits, but the red team is going to clear that camp before that can happen. Up here, Nuke is with 3 Bramble Thorns chipping away at this medium camp, and they are going to take it down before Pew and Skiz have a chance to go in here and try and ambush them. The Titans have spawned again, and a very nice thing from the blue team, they have this Sentinel up here which is able to see exactly where the red team army is and what they are doing. Nice heat waves coming now from Mythic, just trying, and that heat wave is actually going to kill a few Sandstingers as well. An ultimate from Mythic hitting Angry Sloth, and those shots there just took down 2 Aquadillos. Incredibly destructive prophecies by Mythic on top of his game right now. 3 Bramblethorns are blocking the red team, but I don't think that there is that much DPS. We can also see an ultimate from Hula there trying to stun them. Only 2 Bramblethorns are left, and it looks like the blue team is actually doing a pretty decent job at containing the red team, while Nuke was DPSing the Titan for a little bit. Now Ember Fiends have come for a Nuke, and we can see those heat waves trying to do something, but one Ember Fiend almost gets taken down by those Deadeye shots, and we see an engagement with those Aquadillos. Nuke goes down. Pew is here, but he is all alone with 2 Aquadillos. They might be able to take down that Bramblethorn, and indeed they do. More heat waves coming from Mythic at this point, and they are zoning out the blue team. And this might just be the end of this Titan fight right here. I don't think that there is enough. Those 3 Ember Fiends might be able to do some heat waves to try and push them away, but it looks like it is a little bit too late at this point. Those 4 Sandstingers are not going to be able to DPS down that Titan. And indeed, the red team has taken the Titan fight. In the meantime, those iron cannons are actually doing some work on both teams. As we can see here, Angry Sloth is now going to take down that engineer, which is a nice pick for the blue team, while their engineer is still safe and sound inside their base. Right now they have to DPS this Titan down as soon as they can. We see 2 Bramblethorns are being warped in right now, but this Warp Spire is definitely going to go down. However, they have a chance at preserving their healing generator at this point. We see this engineer right now. It looks like he is wanting to make a land cannon, which will end up being taken down, but it might do some damage and try and get the blue team away from where they want to be, instead getting them here to try and deal with that iron cannon. Mythic down here is still farming those critters, and he is actually going for more Apocalypse and another engineer, the one that was just killed. And Pew has Aquadillos, has 1 Aquadillo ready to warp, and he just warped it in. Physical resist level 2, magic resist level 2, and physical resist level 3 is going to come for him, so he is going to be extremely tanky, extremely hard to take down. It looks like the iron cannon has been taken care of, and we see a sentinel down here keeping watch over this side of the map, as we can see there. And Angry Sloth is now in the middle of the map. I'm not really sure if he would be able to engage in here. This is still an Apocalypse down here. 2 more coming up, and they will be able to get some Destructive Prophecies up. This Iron Cannon, I believe it was a little bit of a misclick there. Skiz has a pretty healthy army at this point, only now getting upgrades. Pew heavily upgraded. Hula getting his trebuchet. This trebuchet is going to help quite a lot during those Titan fights, and this is going to be a crucial element for our blue team right now. Nuke is still on a few Sandstingers, but he did get 2 Apocalypses and 2 Ember Fiends running, so he has successfully transitioned into a Tech 3 army right now. And we see Angry Sloth getting pushed away by those extremely long range conduit shots. He is just wanting to farm those critters, and let's take another look at our income. We see still a Bioshard advantage for our blue team, and the army is pretty much even at this point. There is still a gap between the two, but not as bad as it was before. That Titan definitely helped them. And Hula Bandula is actually alone down here with those 3 Bramblethorns, and it might be difficult to escape this engagement. Nicely done by the red team. 2 of them already go down, and the 3rd one, that was incredibly efficient from Skiz and Pew. They have to be careful at this point not to overextend, and indeed they are going to back away. That was very nicely done from our red team, and we can actually see that this difference is starting to become significant again. In the meantime, Mythic was able to take down some towers. Right now we can see a little bit of an engagement here from Angry Sloth. He wants to get in there and snipe those high level units or high tier units. Unfortunately, he does not manage to do just that, and he will be surrounded if Pew gets in here in time. Skiz is still around the middle of the map. This sentry providing vision is very nice, and the trebuchet is actually active at this point. Both teams are trying to get ready for the Titan fight. Skiz is now actually managing to snipe down that Apocalypse, leaving Nuke with only 2 of those. That was very important just before the Titan fight, and it looks like Angry Sloth was able to get down a good Ice Frog, but not able to compensate with that, or actually just kill something. And the Titans have now spawned. Nuke is the first to come in here with his Sandstinger army, but Pew's army can actually be a nightmare for those Sandstingers. We see Nuke is trying to land some heat waves right now, trying to get them out of position, and those heat waves did quite a little bit, especially that one is right now getting some kills. Nicely done there by Nuke. We still have those 3 Bramblethorns up here. Hula manages to get them up in time, but careful, 2 Ember Fiends go down, and almost the 3rd one from those conduits. Some nice heat waves and Destructive Prophecies going down right now for the red team, and that one there is actually going to be fairly big. We see Nuke blowing his ultimate right now in a really good spot, but they need a little bit more damage to be able to kill those incredibly tanky Scuttle Guards. And remember, Pew is heavily upgraded. That heat wave is going to obliterate all those Sandstingers. The red team now has control over the middle, but those 2 conduits are going to go down by that Destructive Prophecy. And let's see, that trebuchet is going to kill 2 Zephyrs as well, so taking a little bit of a loss there from Skiz. Angry Sloth has to be careful here not to lose his Aquadillos again, and he might manage to go away, but he's blocked at this point. 1 Aquadillo is going to go down, and the 2nd one is going to follow. This one is low from the red team, so Pew might want to go and heal it, but in the meantime the blue team manages to take the Titan again. I don't know if that was all for the best for them. As you can see, the army difference is still there, and Nuke just lost his whole Sandstinger army due to a heat wave there. This Titan might be able to take down that healing generator there, while Nuke and Hula are now farming. So again, resources are in favor of the blue team, but they are losing a lot more units than the red team at this point. The healing generator went down, and this Titan, I don't think it is going to be able to get this archive tower in time. Nuke and Hula are now successfully farming those medium camps, and it is very nicely for them. They will be able to rebuild with those extra resources what they have lost during the Titan fight. And let's check. We can actually see that Nuke is keeping his units back. He does not want to commit with those. Two Bramblethorns are here, not really doing anything. Mythic sees them, tries to blow a heat wave, but not really hitting anything with it. And we see this hard camp is alive down here. Hula and Nuke are here, and they want to do this. Nuke really has to get his army, I believe, up in here if they want to take care of this camp before they're going to be ambushed by Pew there. We see an iron cannon going down, and it is not really in range of anything. But this iron cannon is, however, but Mythic is just on point with those. This engineer barely manages to escape with his life there. They are just carefully and slowly chipping away at this hard camp. They still have one aerial unit down there. And this trebuchet is doing some work. I believe it is trying to get this iron cannon, but it is actually missing it by quite a little bit. And finally, this aerial creature is going to go down, and the trebuchet is actually chased by that creep. We see the sentinel here providing some nice bit of vision. In the meantime, the red team was able to take down their hard camp. Mythic is just getting self-fulfilling prophecy right now. Pew again with a lot of upgrades, as we can see, but instead the upgrade is going to go in favor of the blue team, even though Pew is heavily upgraded. Skiz is now only getting ability power level 2, rebuilding those Zephyrs that he lost. And I believe both teams are now going to wait for the next Titan. This hard camp is intact up here, and it might be a good idea if the blue team would were to go for it. Skiz and the rest of his team are now just taking care of those easy camps. There are still two aerial units down here. Angry Sloth is not going to be able to take them down as fast with only those quadrupeds there. Hula is going to move in for this hard camp, and he might be able to take it with his army composition, although it is going to take quite a long time. Angry Sloth has to be careful in the bottom right not to get ambushed. As we can see here, a lot of red is now collapsing on top of him, and he has to use those Aquadillo's abilities to get away, but those ice frogs are going to go down. One Aquadillo and two ice frogs go down in that engagement. Angry Sloth again losing quite a bit. Hula and Nuke are able to take down this hard camp, so that is going to be nice for them. But with the Titan fight right around the corner, and with Angry Sloth losing a big chunk of his army, they are going to be in a little bit of a problem trying to engage. We see Nuke is actually going for attack damage level 4 right now. Actually is the same. Let's check Hula right now. He has attack damage level 3, and also that upgrade just finished it. Pew is still going heavy with those upgrades. Skiz is just going nuts on those upgrades as well. Only level 2 though, so he is a little bit behind. Titans have spawned, and Angry Sloth does not have that much of an army still. The red team is on top of their Titan at this point. It is going to be difficult for our blue team to be able to take this one back. As I said before, Angry Sloth is the one that has to engage. Some nice trebuchet shots going there, trying to zone them out a little bit. Some destructive prophecies going down, hitting Bramblethorns and Aquadillos. Nuke is trying to engage in here with his heat waves and destructive prophecies. He might be able to get a nice couple of shots from those apocalypses. those heat waves are doing a good job at chasing away the red team, but this Titan is so low. If they were to focus it down, they would be able to get it. And now Nuke is going down, but those destructive prophecies hit home. Pew, however, with his upgraded army, barely feels those shots. We see an ultimate now going off from Hula, but it gets immediately taken down. There's only one lone Bramblethorn in here with one Aquadillo. The Aquadillo goes down. Bramblethorn is still alive, but I don't think it is going to be alive for much longer there. And it does try to get away. Immediately it gets taken out by those Devilkins. That was a nice combo there. The Titan did stun those Aquadillos while Nuke was trying to get some destructive prophecies. That one is getting really low, but there is no one around to finish it. And it looks like the red team is actually going to be able to get this Titan. Skiz has to be extremely careful with that heatwave. He ends up losing quite a little bit of his army, and there is not much left to finish this Titan off. And as we can see, a little bit of back and forth. Skiz has to get in here to take this Titan down, but those trebuchet shots are keeping him away. It looks like finally he gets to a sweet spot and gets the Titan down. This Titan is extremely late, is extremely buffed, and let's see if the red team wants to pursue with it, or what they want to do, if they want to go for structures or straight for the archive. It looks like the Titan is indeed going to go for this healing generator right here, while the red team is trying to get their army back. As we can see, army has shifted this time around in favor of the blue team. Income is indeed in favor of them as well. So I believe that the red team has to do something, has to pull something off right here with this successfully taken Titan. Is going to be able to take this tower as well, I believe, even though the engineer is healing it and doing a good job at it. We see another iron cannon going down, but the trebuchet instantly focuses it down. That archive tower went down, but this Titan has now expired, and there's not much left at the moment for our red team. Even though this army seems fairly stable, there is just a lot more blue on the map at this point. And as we can see here, Mythic is trying to rebuild his Devilkins. Skiz wants to go for conduits as well as ability power level 3, while Pew is getting attack damage level 3 and only now getting high volt. That is an important upgrade for those Aquadillos. Angry Sloth is rebuilding his engineer. Hula is getting physical resistance level 2, and Nuke is just going to go with his Sandstingers. He does love his Sandstingers. No Devilkins from Nuke at this point, only Apocalypse, Emberfiend and Sandstingers. We shall see how they want to do. This medium camp has respawned at this point, so it would be a good idea for the blue team to just go for it, but it looks like they are preparing for a little bit of a backdoor right now. They certainly have the army for it, but both teams are in fact going for a backdoor. Skiz and Pew and Mythic are down here, while the entirety of the blue is up here, which should be interesting to see what they want to do, but it looks like the red team is choosing to retreat instead. Now, I don't think they are going to be able to get in here in time. This is a really heavy army from the blue team, and their decision to try and get back in here, I don't think it was the best possible thing that they could have done. This archive is already getting really low. The blue team army is evaporating, so they have to take down this archive tower, and it looks like they are just barely managing to take it down. Nicely done by Team MS. They managed to eliminate Adepts, and they are going to proceed into round 3 of the losers bracket.